that we are hemp revolutionaries. And to present ourselves directly as a hemp revolutionary, it is quite difficult here.
Hemp's prohibition in Nepal led to a massive police eradication campaign in the early 90s. But now, only 2 years later, the Valley of Tarakola is unified to defend its traditional hemp industries, primarily rope and seeds. As this region is too high and dry to grow rice, the people depend upon hemp seeds for their survival. Since 1992, the Human Union movement is developing a commercial hemp paper, textile and oil industry, a chemical-free industry providing much-needed employment and income.
They do not have to make hashish out of their plant because they can sell the stalks, they can sell the seeds, they can have food and they can have money from one plant. So the people and the farmer of these surroundings are really appreciating our project here.
This valley has an abundance of hemp and enthusiastic labour. Tarakola's budding hemp industry is potentially a model for sustainable economic prosperity throughout the developing world.
Hemp could be used as a fuel source, an oil source, as well as a paper-making fiber.
Could hemp fuel help us to kick our dependency on highly toxic fossil fuels? Carbon monoxide is the leading cause of death in this country from poisoning. It accounts for more fatalities each year than all drug overdoses combined.
Over history, it would be hard to predict how many people have died from gasoline that didn't know what killed them. It is a poison-spreading material because it is distilled with benzene, hexene, and xylene, and toluene. These chemicals are all known carcinogenic materials.
Could this be the solution? That which fuels a romantic dinner is also a good fuel. Normal drinking alcohol, also known as ethanol, is the cleanest of all liquid fuels. George Tyson is developing techniques to produce ethanol from fast-growing, high cellulose plants like hemp.
We jokingly say this is the fuel that if you were burning it in your car, the reason a dog would chase your car was because he liked the smell of the exhaust pipe. As you can see, there is no smoke emitting from this in this room. Try this with a tablespoon or two of gasoline and you will have the comparative test. Also, when your engine is through burning on gasoline, take it apart and see how much dirty carbon you find in the engine. We found that running a car 3,500 miles, we couldn't even get a white glove dirty when we took our finger inside of the exhaust pipe.
All plants are storehouses of solar energy, and all plants can be fermented to produce ethanol fuel. Plants also produce the oxygen needed to combust the fuel in a car. The emissions, carbon dioxide and water, are reabsorbed by plants. It is a clean and balanced cycle.
When one reviews all of the possible alternative fuels that we may use for transport use, ethanol emerges as about the only one that can achieve significant reductions in carbon dioxide accumulation in the atmosphere.
Even the 10% blend, where you only have 10% ethanol in the gasoline, lowers some emissions as much as 25 to 30%.
For this reason, blends of 10 or 15% ethanol with gasoline are being used in several states in the US and in Australia as a means of reducing air pollution. Ethanol blends also eliminate the need for lead in fuel. the ethanol is being distilled from sugarcane, grains or residue starch, as is the case with this ethanol plant in Nowra, Australia. Ethanol produced here is also being added to diesel fuel. Buses running on this new 15% ethanol fuel are emitting up to 40% less carbon monoxide, 50% less smoke, and up to 10% less nitrous oxide than straight diesel fuel.
In the context of ethanol making a significant contribution to transport fuel needs, we need to think about producing ethanol from cellulose, or more correctly, lignocellulosic feedstocks.
All plants are made from lignin and cellulose. Fast-growing plants that are low in lignin and high in cellulose are most suitable for producing ethanol.
Things like switchgrass, canaf, hemp has tremendous potential, both because it has many products to be produced from it, and also because of the tonnage that can be produced per acre.
Ethanol from lignocellulose crops is being developed by Tyson Xylem Corporation and the Solar Energy Research Institute in the US, and APACE Research and the University of New South Wales in Australia. Research is showing that ethanol could be produced economically on a small farm or community level. It could also become one of the world's major agro-industries, replacing the petroleum industry entirely.
It's estimated that by the year 2000, we will have demonstrated processes and technologies for the production of ethanol from cellulosics that will be able to produce ethanol at a price competitive with crude oil prices. Even the United States could produce all of its transport fuel needs as neat ethanol. Australia, no problem. All of our liquid fuel for transport could be ethanol.